for both of you.
So what I was showing you was a note that I found the other day, an idea, giving up control for peace.
You're the most control freak in here. You're the mod god.
But I have peace. Where's yours?
Yeah, you don't. You don't. You just LARP like you do. We can cut right back to the merge. Did you have peace on the last day of the merge?
How about here and now? Let's be.
Did you have peace with those delightful little nigglets yesterday? Or the day before?
Can you give up a fight of control so we can share peace together here and now? Are you there? Or did you
prodding me? Jack, I'm the one that gave up control on my own channel. You're projecting. Promise me I get to have the conversation out and I'm fine. You can't, can you?
Let's progress. Let's continue.
Peace is available, brothers and sisters.
That means you can't go to like your broad statements of getting the now and how what if you're wrong. You have to respond on the thing that's said. Jack, it's going to take me a while to take that delightful Niglet stream and break all that stuff down. That black girl had you triggered the same way I do. In the moment, you suddenly realize that you don't have a thing.
Okay, can we get clarity? What can we discuss and resolve? What is on the table for resolution?
I missed
Jack, the resolve is you need to realize you are the horrible. I'll take some responsibility. You are the horrible creation of this panelverse and your daddy over the past 4 years. Yes, Jack, you're crazy. Jack, you're not up here talking about anything, and then when something gets talked about, you sit quietly and realize, oh, I don't know, I don't have anything on this, and I want to talk. I want a chance to talk, and then you scold your panel.
Tom, is this a one-way, or can we have a two-way dialogue?
You mean like, the two-way is when you don't backstage me and talk shit about me.
Trexty is here.
Yeah, let's welcome others. Welcome to you, Trexty. How are you, my friend?
Trexty almost had a video made for you today.
Hi, Tom.
Is she crazy?
Oh my God, she's only from 2 words. That's a new Trexty. I didn't think she was going to stop. I'm working on a video for you, Trexty. It's going to be great.
Oh, but I haven't been around for 4 years. I thought I wasn't allowed in your time.
It's for you.
Oh, thanks, babe. So I wasn't going to come up. Let me talk, please, Tom.
Well, don't talk about tanks because Jack doesn't like war.
Well, I came up, I wasn't going to, and then I think the final straw was you telling Jack that he was triggered. Once you're having your fucking epileptic again. So, just obviously, I'm a tranny whore bitch. That's been established. But I wondered, sorry, that kind of. Yeah, well, no, I'm just quoting the tranny whore bitch that you often say, and that's been established. However,
you tranny whore bitch like Ruby.
Please let her.
Tommy, for a man who never fucks up about being interrupted, can you stop interrupting, please, sir?
No, Jack keeps taking super chats after not sending me his support.
Tommy, it's a strange thing that Jack would look at super chats on his own channel. Like, what the fuck are you crying for? Calm down, Tommy. Breathe. The sun is shining, Tom.
Super chats are pocket or going in Jack's pocket. When people want to talk shit about me, if somebody wants to say something about me, then cash out.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him keep going. Just let him burn it out. Come on, Tom. Say it all. Get it all out.
All right.
Please, because he obviously feels the need to not shut the fuck up for a while.
I muted him. Now he muted.
Oh, okay.
And so.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, it's very difficult. I know you deal with it all the time. Oh my God, he's ascended. He's gone.
I've lost everything I have, and I'm not a materialistic man.
No, he's back. He's back.
He's gone.
I know where your address is. I'll make Bro Logic watch me rip that beard out of your fucking face.
Rip the beard out of his face.
You've been calling slave over the years. thousands,
Trexie
right?
was-
If we count Jack's
Yeah,
stuff,
sorry, Jack.
Jack's
The
stuff,
idea was good to let him keep going, but he's
Tommy,
obviously not going to
if
stop
we
ever.
count
Can you mute him,
literally
please? I
made
can't
W
cry about you
thousands of
muting
dollars.
him because I'm asking you. You can call me a bitch about it. Do you mind muting him?
he's muted.
I want
Thanks. It's for me, Tom, so you can not make
I
a
put him to bed.
5-video-long series about what a cunt Jack is. The reason I came up, or one of the things I wanted to ask about with Tom is, right, one of his, because he's such an honest guy apparently, he comes up here, obviously, to be vocal with Jack, but he maintains that he comes for the viewers who have an interest in the Bible, in Jesus, right? Because Jack is, evil, he's leading them astray, and what he says is wrong, wrong, wrong. And it's very, very, very important for Tom to passionately explain to Jack how wrong he is at length daily. And sometimes he'll spend 5 minutes talking about the unfairness of how he doesn't get to talk, which is ironic and would be hilarious if it wasn't so depressing. But what I wondered about was Ruby. Ruby is here, and Ruby has done not that you need to do anything to Tom other than be even vaguely friendly to Jack to get the rage. But what I wondered was, Ruby has spoken about her interest in the Bible, in Jesus. I think your interest is fairly recent, Ruby. I'm not sure, but I think so.
In the last, I started reading the Bible 3 years ago, but I mean, I've just only gotten more and more into it as the years have gone by. But yeah, it's been profoundly impactful for me.
Actually, I think this is the first time I've been on the panel while you're here, so thank you.
I think it is. I always see you in chat, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I think you're super. But what I wondered was, with you having mentioned your interest in the Bible and your leaning towards Jesus, it's interesting that Tom still will just annihilate you. You're a fucking bitch. Shut your mouth. You're a whore. It kind of blows out of the water this "I'm an honest man" bullshit. I wish he would be honest and explain that, I'm obsessed and I cannot stop. I cannot stop myself being enraged by Jack. And the day that he accepts that, maybe he can do something about it and not be sitting in the sunshine in a fucking rage like that. Because I actually felt sad watching that. I know it's all can be kind of funny and, oh, look, Tom's spazzing out. But there's times I genuinely, and I know, we all know I can go fuck myself because I'm obviously lying, but I'm not. I feel sad for him. I do. And I know he doesn't trust that. He cannot trust a kind word, and that's tragic too. That's obviously sad. Anything you say, kindly pay him. Maybe by Tom's standards. Did he only call her a bitch once and tell her to shut the fuck up?
I thought he was trying to butter her up.
Well, yeah, that might be Tom being charming, yes. But it is interesting, and here he is now. And Thomas, what's your take on how you speak to Ruby, who you could talk to about Jesus?
I'm just pausing for total disregard of a person I don't respect. So the other night, I was going to the bridge I commonly sleep under. Are people talking?
Yeah.
See, this is why I call you stupid whores, because when I start talking, I hear.
Yeah. So that's what you met with when,
Yeah, and it's not fun to be that angry. Anytime I've gotten, and to me, it's a loss of control, and it makes me feel embarrassed when I get filled in acting and anger. It's something.
I'm past the queen. I actually do feel sad for him. Dashton, oh my god, I love him.
Hi, Dashton.
Welcome back, Dashton. Good to see you, friend.
What a completely different energy and welcome.
I know. It's fascinating. There's also a Johnny Peterosa. You familiar? It was cammed up.
Not at all.
I did see cammed up, but Johnny, welcome. Are you there, Johnny?
Hopefully I am. I'll just sit back. I'm new to your channel.
Okay. And I think,
yeah, I was on like two days ago, I believe. I was talking about how Trump is basically finishing what Bush didn't do with Iran and Venezuela. But go ahead. people
call that.
talking about what you
Yeah,
were
that's
talking
right. Okay. Thank you and welcome back. Appreciate you. We really did. We kind of segued way off of other topics, but I suppose we're open for anything. Any topics, any ideas that people want to bring up? Go ahead.
Dashton and Johnny, I don't believe we've been on panel before. It's nice to meet you. You guys have any thoughts on tranny whores or anything?
It's
I'm
none of
just
my
kidding.
business. Illuminati Tommy, that's a cool name. I wish we could talk about your views and see why you frustrated it and what your astrology sign is. That's all I wanted to know. And Spurg with him.
I really want to hear about what Tommy said. Do you want to know about his day? I'd love to know about Tommy's day, but he doesn't tell us. He never tells us anything other than how wrong Jack is and how we can't say anything because we haven't been around for long enough.
How's your day, Tommy? He's back. I see
Yay!
him.
How was your day, Tommy? Tell
How's
us
your
something
day,
about your
Tommy?
day.
So the other night I was going to the bridge that I sleep under because I like to hear the cars going over top of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there was like a smoke stain or there's these parking barricades just before I get to the bridge to go under it. And I thought it was like a smoke stain from a fire or something, but it's like a girl like crouched up, like distraught, like with a phone against her ear and shit. And I asked her if she was okay and said yeah. And I said, well, like, it's a weird place to be, you know, because she obviously wasn't an outdoors person. She had like makeup and she'd been showered and stuff. And I said, well, are you on a phone? And she's like, yeah. And I'd heard some like frantic woman sounds earlier. And so I said, well, it's because I know it's 2026. I was like, well, if anything dangerous happens, I'll be sleeping under this bridge. And so she comes down there. And this was after I had been my regular jolly self. I'm the type of guy that walks down the street. I hand a guy at a bus stop an orange, and he calls me back and says, hey, you want a tip? That's a great orange. And I don't have the heart to tell him I thought he was homeless, so he dishes me a couple bucks.
I don't know what just happened there.
Tom, your audio dropped for a second.
Either
he was speaking very calmly and clearly.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to hear what he was saying.
I know. I was like, this is so different than what I was.
It's because we asked him about his day
Yeah, I
and
wanted
treated
to
him
hear
like
that.
a human. That's
yeah,
why.
well, yeah, I like to hear what Tom has to say, but I've tried treating him like a human before and it doesn't often work, but I did want to hear that.
I liked it when you said peace is available, and then I liked the other thing that you just said just a few seconds ago, but I just forgot.
Tom is on a true adventure, and he gets a lot of insults for the choices and the path he's on. I try not to do that with him. I know he feels like I do. I've offended Tom somewhere along the line, and he has been convicted against me for a while. But this is a common pattern for me. Ruby, you've been posting some scriptures recently. There's one that stood out recently talking about the end times and how people's minds would be, distorted. I think that's where we're at. I really do.
I mean, I that's where I'm at. I'm trying to reel it in because, like, I was talking to my brother, and then I was like, just want to see where you're at. Like, I do think it's the end times, and like, my whole family's Christian, but I don't know. And then he sent me a video that was like some woman like screaming, repent, repent. So I'm not, I was like, oh no, I hope I'm not going too overboard with it. But yeah, in the end, people will be lovers of themselves. In the end, it says at some point God will, people be hardened in their delusions and not be able to snap out of it. And I'm not sure if the exact verse you were talking about, because I do tend to spam Bible verses often.
I asked Ruby on her stream earlier if she thought it was the end times, which is interesting because now people are like, I don't know, it's like a synchronicity or something.
A lot of
If
people
I may, how do you
are having that feeling. So, I mean,
how do you juxtapose that with like the image of Monty Python's Life of Brian, the guy holding up the sign, the end is nigh, and then King Solomon saying that there's nothing new under the sun, right? Your end times comes at the rising to Golgotha and the end of your life. Like these times, they don't end, right? The loop is real.
well, I guess it depends on your understanding of like the nature of reality and if you believe the Bible. But the Bible, a lot of it is very apocalyptic, and a lot of it is prophecy about the end time, and a lot seems quite applicable to where we're at. But commonly people will be like, oh, well, that everyone's always thought that at some point, but I personally have never felt this much or thought that much about the end times. Maybe it's because I'm reading the Bible more, but a lot of other people are having similar feelings and dreams and thoughts on the matter, and it makes me feel the sense of like urgency, but I also don't want to ever make people feel like judged or pushed, or it's a hard balance.
Yeah, sounds like a midlife crisis.
I know
Yeah.
my dad's cousin like painted stuff about and he always believed in the end of the world's gonna be on 666 day. And that day happened, 666 day happened. He drew like some angel putting a foot on a dragon and holding the 10 commandments over, and it's put 666 on it, like it's gonna be the end of the world. He really believed that. And then 666 day came around. I had this migraine, and I saw these silver white little sparkles around him when he was just sitting on the bar in my kitchen. And I heard this voice saying, Dashin, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Dashin, I'm going to die. Dashin, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And I'm like, Dad, I just heard a voice saying that, Dashin, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And he has this glittery silver sparkles around his aura. My dad says, don't talk about that stuff. And then he asked me if I wanted to go to work with him, and I'm like, no, I got a headache. I can't go. Then when he was working on my aunt's house or something, and what happened was him and his cousin went to right when they got to the driveway. He passed away from aneurysm. My dad's cousin, and that was crazy. And when I did go to my aunt's house, I'd pick up on stuff from her, like that she had her left ankle was hurting or something, and I was right, and I didn't know that.
That's freaky, but I mean, I believe it. I do feel like you have you're tapped into the spirit world and have a strong intuition. I've sensed that about you.
So it was just his day. He believed it so much that the world's gonna end, but it literally just ended his world. So yeah. I don't know if that puts a curse on you, which I don't believe in curses or nothing like that. Like, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's
any day could be. I'm living on extra time already. I've already done so much to hurt myself throughout the years that I feel like every day that I wake up somewhat healthy is an absolute miracle. But the thing is, it's just the amount of dreams that people are having that are like the same.
It brings up an existential question, right? Like, what's the upshot essentially? Like, if you have faith in God, then why would any of that even matter? I mean, I understand the sensationalism of it, but I'm just curious as to, once you pass beyond the veil, then death isn't a selfish thing. It's not like the grand end would it. So the frankness, they want to usher it in.
Other people on board in case there's not much more time left. It's like that would be my concern.
How does that work?
How does that work? I guess by spreading the word. That's what the gospel calls for. And feeling a more sense of urgency to do that. But I still live my life as I would, without any concern of the end times. But it does place a sense of urgency on my heart. And we are living in very perilous times. And I do think it's highly plausible that, the U.S. could be subject to a military attack any day now based on our behavior abroad. And the solar flares, and
More
there's just a
perilous
million
than
different things
Noah?
that could go wrong.
Yeah, the threats
How
could
about
come back
Noah?
on us or them.
Sodom and Gomorrah? Are they more perilous than that? I'm just curious.
Honestly, maybe. We do live. I mean, there's a lot of very sick and suffering people and famines and genocides, and in some ways, I know that we're also in like unprecedented era of like surplus, but that's in itself is being hoarded, and I don't know. But I don't know what it was like during Sodom and Gomorrah exactly, just from what I've read in the Bible, so I wouldn't know exactly. But it does feel like we live in a corrupt country that's run by evil people, or people who are under the influence of evil, I should say. And it's, I don't know, but there's also so much beauty. I don't know. I don't feel like it's end times like a negative way. I feel fairly peaceful about it, but I just have this overwhelming concern about like other people and what that would be like.
And thank you for responding.
Tribulations happen, like, you know, it's just.
Yeah, I didn't want to derail it. I just wanted to explore it and see where it leads.
No, yeah, I'm
because it's curious to me. Jack, what are you thinking? The brows.
The idea of end times and new times and the kingdom of God, where the prophecies, I'm convinced, are being fulfilled. These are the times. The answers are being shown. The interpretations are going to be a little bit different than many people had anticipated or expected. I mean, that's the way life works, right? We think it's going to be one way, and nope. Turns out things are totally different than what you assumed.
What does the Bible say about predicting when the end of times will be?
You won't know the day or hour, but you will know the season. And that in the end times, he'll pour his spirit out, and his sons and daughters will prophesy. And you will know the season, not the day or hour, but the season certainly. Otherwise, like, so much of the Bible is just predicting when Christ comes back.
What did the Bible say about people, specifically his own flock, predicting the end of times?
What are you? Why the attitude, dude? Just
because you're citing that you're all Christians, or I'm sorry, newly converts, which is
Hey Josh. The reason. Let's start out, okay? I'm you. The reason I have such an attitude is because
passion.
Well, no, I want to hear Josh explain.
Are you talking about me? I have an attitude because you guys are a detriment to Christianity within the United States.
A detriment.
Yes.
Actually, what's more realistic is that your individual beliefs are being challenged.
Yeah, that's just projecting.
And so your insecurities are coming.
You're projecting.
Hey, Josh.
Sir,
Hey, Josh. This is my house, dummy. Okay? And we
lots
can
of
have
Christians feel similarly, just for the record, you know. But it doesn't say you won't know the day or hour. He'll come like a thief in the night, but you will know the season. You will know the birth pains. You will feel Jesus knocking at the door. That's biblical, from what I understand.
And how long is a season? 100 years, 1,000 years,
exactly.
10,000 years,
1,000 years. 1,000 years is a day. You know, God exists outside of time, so it's really difficult for the human mind to kind of comprehend. But like, I wouldn't say that I know the specifics. It just is a feeling. You know, I'm going off Fifi's and what I've read.
And Josh, I'm sorry. I focused on your delivery. Didn't even really get into the discussions, but I was sensing more argument than willingness.
Yeah, because you're not addressing the arguments. You're addressing the person.
That's
important too.
No, that is actually you, sir.
Okay, that is.
I quite literally said, "What does the Bible?"
Josh, I just admitted my part. Okay, I admitted my error. Now, you as a man, you can also learn how to be respectful, not just to me, but to the other guests that are here. You don't have to present yourself like a whiny little bitch, Josh.
Sure. Now we're talking about the disrespect, right? Because you are
describing you honestly and accurately. Stop behaving like a whiny little bitch.
No, sir. I came up here and asked 3 questions, to which all got sidetrailed, which is fine.
I'm curious. What were you getting at initially?
You ought to read a little bit more, and this is a fair point.
So you don't think we'll know the time of season?
If it's the case that a question comes up about Christianity, why don't you consistently just keep going back and referring to the Bible? To be fair, like the concept of judgment, it does say in some areas not to judge certain things, but in some areas it explicitly commands judgment. But if you were Christians, right, you'd be going back into that and looking for a thing to prop up your idea.
Josh, you're not God. You're not Jesus.
Sir, neither are you.
You are out of your mind, dude. You've got no jurisdiction, no attachment, no relationship with me. You have no authority. Who the fuck do you think you are? Just because I drop a link, you think you can come in here and just antagonize and lecture? Josh, either chill out or be gone today. This is your last chance, okay?
Fuck you.
Aw.
There we go.
He welcomed you back.
I did. But you know what? I've been learning. These broken people, they need boundaries. And I've done a poor job of establishing boundaries. I tend to get emotional in the past, especially. I've gotten emotional and haven't really clearly explained it, but
yeah, and we need a balance. Like if we look to Dashtian, he's the spirit of the thing, right? He's living it. He's embracing it. And then if we look too much to doctrine, then we become strictly codified and it puts up parameters and boundaries that limit us. And so maybe some of our researches into the past are certainly important, but we also need to look to the youth that are embracing the idea of the thing. I think you strike a good balance, Jack, between those. That's why I was attracted to your show. If I thought it was all doctrine and dogma, I knew that I never could have approached you. But knowing that you're more focused on the spirit of the thing, I was able to come forth and interact.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Pretty sure there's a Bible verse too about like debating and arguing, nitpicking over doctrine. I forget what verse exactly, but I do recall reading that.
There is.
Jesus said it's what the Pharisees do, right? And he a little more like Dashtian, I believe. Just kind of getting it done, right?
I don't know, but it sounds good to me. Thanks.
Well, that's what I mean. Dude, doctrine is interpretations of the Bible. You think there's some distinction or separation. But what I saw that Josh, he's not here as a Christian. He's here following the Pharisees, right? The Sadducees. He's the same type that would have said, crucify this man. He disagrees with me. That's what he was doing with me.
Well, Jack, in all fairness, you are getting yourself ready for crucifixion. The more Christ-like you become.
I felt I had been, but that was... God has been so gentle with me, guys. And this is the thing. I feel truly blessed because I've lived a life, right? I've lived a life unlike anyone else, but I've experienced so many different things. I can relate to so many different people, right? But then again, I guess there's others that I cannot relate with too.
Well, yeah. And why did they scream for his crucifixion? Because nobody wants to hear the truth.
As it was said, God sent the light into the world and the people did not, they rejected the light and they clung to the darkness. The time is still the same. God's people suffer from a lack of wisdom, a lack of knowledge. And what keeps us from the knowledge is our chosen lack of care. Telling ourselves not to care, telling ourselves we cannot understand. Dashton does care. He's a good dude. But then again, some of us might feel deeply. We might feel a little more intense than some of the others. And that way, when we care, our feel hurts. Our care can hurt. I know there's other people who are here that are sensitive, right? I'm sure you can relate. I used to be afraid of love because caring for others, it fucking hurt. It came with a cost, right? But what I've been learning, guys, seriously, whatever religion you are, whatever nationality, gender, title, anything you claim yourself to be, seriously, the answer is love. We're here to love life. And if you can't love other people while you're alive, you can't love life.
I'm trying to I was typing in chat because I'm just curious, like what, because I mean, I'm interested in the Bible and I find it, people have all different interpretations, but I'm just curious what specifically was said today that they were even disagreeing with or find to be like non-biblical.
And if you do love other people,
but there's never a specific,
like I said, Jack, if you do love other people, then you approach them in a different way. You look for that opportunity to express love and interact on their level.
That really is it. What Josh started out with was his disagreement in the judgment. As many modern day quote unquote Orthodox Christians, they're convinced they have all the answers and they have every right to judge. And they want to judge anyone who doesn't think like them because they can damn them. Those people are going straight to hell because they haven't taken the blood of Christ upon themselves. I don't mean to be disrespectful or to mock, but tell you what.
But at the same time, he approached you with the self-declared title of hater rather than lover. What is that?
True, he was honest. You're not you're not Orthodox, but you're confused, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I think he meant Orthodox as in strictly strict about doctrine, not necessarily like the Orthodox, section of Christianity.
I've noticed, I think you do, in many times I've noticed, I think you do a better job of understanding people than I have.
I mean, I think you have amazing patience and understanding for people as well. But yeah, I also, I've always just loved interacting with all different kinds of people. Like you have had, kind of like a different kind of lifestyle and journey to Christ. And I understand. And I feel it as almost like a karma. People who come at me, I used to be very mocking of people's faith and all these things. So I don't know. I have some, I try to be patient. Want me to try for the 5th time?
I want to ask you, Ruby, Frank, even Stephen, I guess, are you guys willing to have polite dialogue with him? He's been a test for me, and I've reacted. And maybe
I've been polite with him. I can be polite.
You have.
I can stop talking if I feel like I'll be impolite. I'll try to stop myself because I can get into the moment too. And there's a lot of passionate people. The passion's great. Just about where it's being directed and how it's being used,
Yeah. So, Josh, Douglas, please feel free. Try again if you're willing. And I'm committed to being less reactive and to being more fair as well. So,
I mean, it can be a challenge when people are hostile. You know, you have a decent amount of people who are very dedicated to misunderstanding you when you try to communicate. It seems like they don't want, like, whatever you say, they're going to twist it. And it's like, it does become just kind of like, okay, like they're literally just like taking energy, and it's, what is it going to build towards, you know?
That's an interesting point. Dedicated to misunderstanding. If we could all try for understanding, it's a lot easier.
True.
I agree. And welcome back, Josh. I'm going to sit back, and then I know you've got issues with me, but I think we can work through these. Welcome back.
I'm less interested in talking to them, but since they ask questions, I'm obligated to answer.
Sure. What was it? Was there something said specifically you disagreed with today?
Yes, starting with the judgment. Talcott already pointed that point out.
Judge less not. You should be judged is pretty fundamental, and I think it's about judging behavior, not people, and not thinking that you can dispense justice or
no, you absolutely are judging people, and it absolutely says you are supposed to judge people. It's kind of like, how
to
would
what
you
degree?
know?
Well,
and like, how so?
Well, now there's a good point, right? So this is what I'm going to say. Refer back to your Bible. There are going to be over 45 citations specifically on judgment. They're going to be all Old Testament and New Testament. You're going to have to read them all. And
hey,
figure
Josh,
out where it
and
applies.
what does Jesus say about judgment? Judge
Lots
not,
of things.
lest ye
Absolutely.
be judged. And so what is your answer to that specific verse?
You want to go down to Bible citations? Is that what we're doing?
Josh, can we just have a conversation? Is that possible?
He asked you a question rather than...
Yes, or do you want a Bible citation? Is that what you're asking
just
for?
do the thing, man. Do the thing.
You're under naturally. Well, if you want to offer the correct citation and get down to
there
the
isn't
letter,
a correct citation. There's multiple citations. Which one applies?
Well, you're the expert here.
There is no expert in this. The question is a little bit vague. That was the concept. Somebody,
help me.
I don't need help. I will never be a Christian. I'll never hold faith.
Tell you what, you're not, apparently you can't even understand my question. What did I ask you? Do you even?
Jesus said a lot of things about judgment.
That's you, Josh. Now, please,
no, Jesus said a lot of things about judgment. Okay. There's over 45 biblical citations on judgment.
Why don't you pick one that's related to what I offered about the judge?
Depends on what you're judging. It depends on what you're judging. But that would be the thing. You'd have to actually ask a specific question, Jack.
Judge not means it depends on what you're judging?
Lest ye be judged. Judge not, lest ye be judged.
And so you're
as a Christian, you should be judged. You will be judged, and you are judged. You will know them by their fruits. There's 3 citations.
Well, you can know them and discern and remove yourself from situations. I think it's about.
Are we talking about discernment, or are we talking about judgment?
Well, we're talking about judgment, but I'm offering you an alternative to talking about looking at the fruits of someone, and you can acknowledge differences.
No, the fruits, you judge them by their fruits is how you identify a Christian.
Patience, kindness. Are you exhibiting fruit right now and patience right now? Like, I'm not exactly getting that, but I don't know if they identify as Christian.
Yeah, it's true. Like, if we're to consider the source, go ahead, yeah.
I apologize. You were on the right path with that conversation, offering and demonstrating the fruits of the Holy Spirit. And I wanted to call him out on his bitterness. And in calling him out on his bitterness, I guess I showed my bitterness. Josh, please stop being such a bitter bitch so that we can have sweeter fruit together. Please.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So you want to revert back down to name calling? Cunt?
I want you to try and pretend like Christ is here with us.
I don't have faith. I don't believe in Christ. You're asking me to do something that's not capable of being done.
That's your problem.
No, that is not a problem, because the solution or the prescription being given has always been the same. Revert back to the Bible. Here's a
Josh,
concept, Jack.
Josh,
If
okay,
you believe
what?
that
I'm losing.
judgment is right or wrong,
I've
you
lost
refer
patience.
it to your chat, let them all search. They're going to come up with about a dozen different citations and then
I think you
discuss
can
it.
judge actions and you can act accordingly, but the thing is about judging like a human being as a whole.
Being good or bad, aka in this case, like Christian or non-Christian.
We're all good and bad. The line of good and evil runs down every man's heart.
Then what would be the point of identifying a Christian or not?
Well, the point is that I believe it to be the truth about reality, and it's brought me to a greater sense of joy, peace, and love and appreciation for my fellow man.
For a lack of God, I don't know how to phrase this without being offensive.
You can be offensive to me right now. I give you permission.
I appreciate that. I'm actually done with Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. It might just be one of those like. There's people who, they derail, disrupt, deflate, mock, scoff, and it's like, what is it really accomplishing? Like, if they are not even, I mean, I'm not even really sure what their real issue is. I thought they were coming from a Christian perspective. We're saying that it was inaccurate, but they're coming at a perspective of like, not wanting to judge others is bad.
It may be overly reductive, but it seems like a homosexual judging a Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like, I don't get it. Like, he's an atheist, but he wants to condemn Christianity and Christians. And at the same time, use doctrine to do that.
He did seem a bit like a homo. I do agree with Hank there. Frank, I mean, not Hank. He was kind of an insufferable twat. He called Jack a cunt.
No real difference between me and Hank.
I'm sorry. It was a slip of the tongue. I didn't mean to call you Hank. I meant Frank.
We're both black men.
You what?
Their names both end with Ank, so
yeah,
right. Yank.
Here's a reality we've got. Josh is here with us. There's many others like him, right? I'm trying to understand where he's coming from, because first he started, I thought he said as an atheist, but then as a Christian nationalist. He seems to be focused on the Christian nationalist again, making the claim that we dominate your government. I suggest that Satanism actually dominates our government. And Josh, if you align with that, which your behavior shows that you do, you're very un-Christ-like in your presentation here again today.
Well, he did call you a cunt. That wasn't very Christ-like or Christian at all, even if he's...
His faith is in the Bible. His faith
he said he doesn't have faith.
He said, right. He says he doesn't have faith, but he keeps referring to a book. So he has faith in a book. He has faith in his memory of a book, his interpretations of a book, just like a lot of attorneys, a lot of judges, a lot of politicians. They think they know the books, right?
That's what's destroying the world, yeah.
Yes, false knowledge has people at wars with themselves. And Josh, you're showing yourself to be a walking contradiction. I can help you. Actually, the truth can help you. But you seem to have your own, I don't know how to reach people anymore, guys.
You need help, Josh, is what Jack is saying. I think is what it comes down to.
Well, I mean, if they're being nationalist, it's all about like borders and like us, them, and I don't know. It's going to be hard to connect with someone who's in that state of mind, who, I don't know. There's generally like a lack of curiosity and like very black and white thinking, and that can be
blinders, like you just displayed with your gesticulation. And Jack, I brought those here too. Like originally when I came here to your show, like I had a lot of blinders on and I was steeped in my own dogma, like a tea bag just bleeding out. And it took
You
some
were.
self-reflection. Yeah, you're right. And I
Yeah.
came with you, Queen Stephen.
Don't call me that.
All of
That's
us.
insulting.
Well,
Hey, Frankie.
Truly, inner self-reflection, it is the only path to heal and to grow. And what I'm wondering is, what has people disassociated, right? Separated from their heart, their mind, they're trapped in their mind, they're trapped in their memory. That's what these arguments are about. This chaotic energy fighting over words and interpretations and memories.
Looping, insulting, repeating. Right, Frank?
It's actually demeaning.
Frank, are you in rehab right now?
Why would
God,
you?
I wish. I wouldn't have to work if I was.
I asked because of the surroundings when he was on camera. It looked like a rehab room or something.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, and shall we go there?
Did you stop drinking, Frank?
When was the last time you cammed up, Stephen?
Did you stop drinking, Frank?
Stephen, what is the purpose?
I'm trying to get to the truth of the matter. He started in on me, and I think Frank might have some alcohol issues and marriage issues.
So you thought that was more important than what I was trying to discuss again?
No, I didn't think it was more important.
Well, it certainly wasn't in support of what I was discussing, and you chose to take us off to discuss Frank. So,
well, Jack, I think you get more angry if I ask one question during a show than if someone calls you a nigger, faggot, cunt. It's very odd. It's very strange.
Well, Stephen, I've told you, I don't really like you.
I don't really like you either.
That.
I don't like you either. I tolerate you, and I try to understand you, but you're not the most likable guy.
Go away. I mean, I told you, I tolerate you, and if you can't show respect and support for what I'm doing, go somewhere else, right? I mean, you've done pretty well, Stephen. It's been a little while. I don't want to just jump back to kicking you out again, but as
you gotta have patience if you're going to be Christ-like.
I hope you can see that I have no issues with kicking your ass out of here. I don't, Stephen.
Patience. Calm down.
Patience and assert boundaries and
calm down, Jack.
Conversations.
Be a life coach. Be a man of love and peace.
Hey, Stephen. Now would be a great time for you to establish, a little situational awareness. Realize maybe a better step for you is to back up, shut the fuck up. Okay.
And Jack, honestly, it's kind of a big deal. Like when a dude like me approaches you, I'm a meat eater, I'm a money maker, and I think I thought I had everything fucking together and dialed in. And fuck off, Stephen.
Actually,
but when I constantly,
you fuck off.
Please.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. If I may just land my plane.
Please do.
When I do know that I have a bit of a struggle with alcohol, and I can approach a low ground that I deemed to be someplace where I could find some guidance and knowledge and lightness out of the darkness. As far as I can see and reflect, like I'm far more achieved in many areas, but at the same time, it's like, God, I'm still so lacking in some of the essential keys that I need to make those breakthroughs. And to see you doing that, like in a daily fashion, guiding people back towards the light. And it's just a thing. There it is there. I've nothing else to say.
Well, I appreciate your insights, Frank, and being so open about stuff like that. Because, obviously I've related to those battles, and you can start, you can always have like hope and that desire to change. And like, there's time where I was, smoking weed and drinking like very often, but still reading the Bible and trying to move in that direction, and just being around a more positive energy can be impactful, so I think it's a positive thing.
I have to acknowledge, because this is being restreamed, and I could do a better job with my language. That's for sure. I don't need to
That's
be
very
so.
true. You should be more professional and less insulting towards people.
Hey, Stephen, again, please realize that you are in no position to tell me what I should or should
If you
not
want your
do.
show to improve and you want to expand your audience with
You
guests,
can suggest
have to do
maybe
better.
what I could do, but you need to learn your place in the world, Stephen, especially with me.
I'm a success. That's what I
Stephen,
know.
not in
You
my
could learn a
eyes.
lot from me, Jack.
Stephen, you can learn a lot from me, and what I'm suggesting you learn from me is stop telling, please. I encourage you, I invite you, something I'm working on as well. Don't tell people what to do. Okay, we can offer suggestions, say, hey, you
Don't
could
tell people
do
to shut the
this.
fuck up. You're guilty of that earlier. You got to do a lot better.
Yeah, and I will. I'll continue doing better. And it's easier to do better when I don't have distracting, interruptive, argumentative nonsense with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to stay patient when people are having that kind of energy, especially when you have a history of these people and even trying. And that's why, yeah, I've had to stop interacting with some people online that, I feel like maybe aren't bringing out the best attributes in me, or I'm not able to maintain myself around for whatever reason.
Yeah, set the boundaries. Sometimes they just want to suck the jelly out of your donut and the air out of the room. And I think that spiritual conversations are super important. And it's what I've always found here. Like sometimes it degenerates, Jack. And, what can you do about that? You have to just saddle up and try again. And you do that like every day. And everyone's lauded that consistency. If you don't win the award for that this year on the panel awards, then something's wrong with the panelverse.
Yeah, I don't know. It is my doing. I do keep bringing these folks up. I allow them to show up, right? And the boundaries is something I don't know. Honestly, I know I'm not getting hurt. I get triggered. I get offended sometimes. I get frustrated, right? Disappointed. But I'm not hurt. And nobody can hurt me. God is with me, right? I can hurt myself. I've done that a lot. But oops, where was that? Maybe at some point a one-on-one with Stephen and Jack, perhaps, but I've tried that. I've tried.
I mean, maybe it could just be like, yeah, it's like, so long as you can't like not name call or like have those like basic rules, and it's like people just have to agree to that, to a standard to some degree, and you'll interact, and if they don't, you don't. And sometimes it is like I've myself have been drawn to positive change by people cutting me off before. Sometimes that actually is the thing that makes me realize what I have at stake, or that maybe I appreciated that person more than I had known, but you don't always realize it until they leave, or I wasn't reflecting on my behavior and how it was harming other people until like, someone put their foot down in that way. So you never know.
Well, that's a thing too. Like the haters gonna hate. I mean, they self-label them. They come in it with "I'm a hater," and my whole channel projects hate and a hell realm. And like that's been his agenda since day one. Like originally, I said that I came over here like on his coattails to some extent. I had learned about your channel from him, and then like that was kind of the projected goal. Like let's make fun of Jack. Let's make him a lolcow. Um, and I immediately realized that that was a bad idea. Fuck, I fell in love with you, Jack. I thought you're doing the right thing. And I think that's important somehow.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, and the whole lolcow. Oh my gosh, I used to be involved in like that culture of the internet, but I've realized it can be so dehumanizing, and a lot of people who are considered lolcows just are people online who have mental health issues, and so I'm glad you're able to break through that perception.
Absolutely. I'm trying to break out of this smaller little corner of the internet we found ourselves in too. I'm not sure how it's going to happen or what it's going to look like, but I do think we've got great things ahead for us. Johnny, you keep showing up and you keep having internet issues, I think.
I think. And part of it too is it's like when you have hostile people, it could disincline someone who's not into the back and forth from calling in, so there's always that element to it,
I know that's happened with me. I know that people have looked at me, seen chaos, and then just, left. They don't want anything to do with it. And so then that's knowing that's even more, weight on me. Why do I even entertain the nonsense? We've got Josh in the back again.
Well, it shows the alchemical process too, right? Of taking